We're live. Okay. Hey, hello everyone. Good morning. Today I'm here with my friend Burhan,
Hello.
and we are going to be building a SaaS app with TypeScript, NextJS, and probably Bun in 1 hour. That means we're going to have a working SaaS application with payments, authentication, email notifications. What else do you want? Um,
Um, Auth.
Yeah, auth. We said that one.
Yep.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, database. Yeah, persistent
Mhm.
database, and I don't know, SEO. Everyone needs some Shad CN in their
Mhm.
stack, and
Like, can we also add like 3D art? Like you've seen those websites
yeah,
where you scroll and like stuff changes.
I said we would make this in 1 hour.
Oh, okay. Not doable, guys.
Well, maybe we'll say that for the last 10 minutes.
All right.
Um, so a while back, I I tried out or I researched a ton of templates, which I put on this website called usenextjs.com. Um, I don't actually think everyone should use Next.js. It's just the domain was available. But basically, I put a list of all of the different ones that I was trying, and the one that I recommend the most of all templates is Saasfly. At least right now, when I tried them out, it comes with auth database mail payments built in, and it's free and open source. So that's what we're going to try. It has 2,000 stars, close to 2,000 stars on GitHub, which is actually not a lot, but it has been growing pretty fast, or at least a couple months ago, it was growing very fast. And so it's one of the up and coming SaaS templates. So, Burhan, what kind of an app are we going to make?
That's an interesting question.
What's your dream app?
Dream app? Like currently, like remember the idea that I told you about, but it requires lots of backend stuff.
I forgot it. Can you?
Like an app that when you give it a tabular data, it provides you an endpoint.
Yeah, that's
Mhm,
that's a beautiful idea. Okay, so it's an app. I make an account. I
mhm.
upload the I upload like CSV, some JSON, some database file, and then it provides like pagination, filtering, searching, sorting, APIs for that. That's basically it, right?
Yep.
Simple, um, and would be a great open source project as well. Um, so because you can still run it as a service while making the source code free.
True.
Um, I think today we'll set up just like a skeleton and
Hmm.
we'll see how far we get. I've got notes for what we have to do. So these are, let's see, it's getting bigger. These are my notes, starting at the repository we just showed. And then I'm going to go to terminal. So I'll share my entire screen.
Good luck.
If things go wrong. Do you see blue screen?
Yep.
Cool. You can see my terminal.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to do bun create Saasfly. Hope this works. Cool. Um, name of the project is Burhan the Great, and it does this cute little panda, and it says we're going to use Next.js, TypeScript, um, TRPC, and Bun. Can you look up quickly what's TRPC? It has
TRPC.
something to do with, it's sort of like an ORM or something that it generates like, um, API endpoints, but I haven't used it.
Wait, let me see. TRPC uses TypeScript and Zod to simplify data validation on both server and the client.
Right. Cool. Okay, so it's something that is supposed to be.
That's what it says.
Yeah. So it's type safety for your APIs. Something like that. We have created the project, and
Mhm.
make sure you have a Postgres database and have created a new project. After filling out your .env file, run bun-dd push to create your database tables. And then after we've done that, we can start the Stripe and web development servers. So there's a separate, so there's a, let's go to Burhan the Great and have a look at what's in here. I'll open it up in Cursor. So this is a pretty big project.
Wait, my internet's struggling a bit while I'm installing stuff.
Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Cool. But yours is still downloading, right?
Yeah, when I download it, the stream slows down and everything starts to break. So
But have you created your project yet?
yeah, I have. It's installing the dependencies.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the project now, and we see like the .env.example. It's the most important part, and we're gonna spend some time in this file just configuring everything. But this should be the only file that we have to change in order to get the project working. And the majority of the code will be here under apps. So I have an auth proxy with an OAuth maybe. And then we have a NextJS app here, which has a bunch of pages. So it's like an admin dashboard. This is the TRPC that we just talked about, the APIs, and a bunch of UI components. So that's normally the stuff that's easiest to pick out immediately. I don't expect there to be a ton of backend stuff here. If you look here in the API, looks like yeah, there's a webhook for Stripe, but we don't need to write any code today. All we need to do is to copy this .env.example file, and it says to copy that to a .env file. So I will do that. Are you with us, Burhan? Have you gotten this far? Are you still?
No, I'm still I'm still stuck.
Oh yeah. What?
Wait, you might even share like live share your whole code base.
With you?
Yeah, you should just you would just need to install live share
I have live,
through extension.
but
Okay, that would be great.
there's for demoing, I don't like to do this because one, if your internet connection is already bad, I'm not sure live share is a good idea. But the other thing is that um, you actually want to learn how to get this set up on Windows.
Yeah.
And if I live share, you won't get any of that experience. It would be basically the same as just watching a YouTube stream.
Sure.
And you won't be able to use your own Windows machine to set it up. So it's best if we get it to work on your actual Windows machine so that you can keep developing it on your own.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, I think it's done. It's done installing stuff.
see. So just hang in there.
Okay.
And then I've copied the .env.example to .env. And yeah, I'm going to check my notes for what I did next. I think I just want to get the auth working first. That's the most important thing. So in order to get that working, I generated a secret. So this is the command you can use. Just generates a random key here.
Mm-hmm.
You can paste that into the next auth secret here. Then you need to have at least one method for people to actually sign into your application. So GitHub is a fairly easy way to set that up. It's easier than setting up like Google. Google, you need to actually create like a GCP account.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, GitHub, it's quite simple, so I can walk you through that process. How are things on your end, Burhan?
Yeah, I just copied the env and I'm generating the key.
Perfect. So you're basically caught up. And I'm gonna go to settings in my GitHub, and then I'm gonna go to developer settings. Under OAuth apps, I'm gonna create a new app called Burhan the Great. Now we are developing right now on localhost. So I'm actually going to use the localhost URL. Now this field I don't think actually does anything, but the callback URL is really important. It's really important, and yeah, I always mess it up because the documentation here doesn't actually help you. Um, it depends on the full stack application code, so the template in this case that we're using. So for this one, for this template, it looks like this. So that's localhost 3000, which is of course where our app is running, but then it's /API/auth/callback/GitHub. Cool. Did you get this far?
Just about there.
Can I click to the next step?
No, no, wait. Give me a sec.
Okay, good. So after I have registered the new OAuth app, I'm going to get two keys. And those keys are going to go, one of them is a client ID, the other one is secret. And once that is set up, and we have a database set up, which is going to be also important because you cannot store the user auth data anywhere. Next auth is a self-hosted. It is not a hosted auth solution, unlike Clerk, which hosts all of the passwords and hashes and things for you. Next auth is just a is a layer in your web app that handles authentication and stores all the important parameters in your own database. Now, people like Clerk because you don't have to worry about sensitive passwords and stuff in your own database. But the problem is you're just putting that work on a hosted server somewhere and waiting until something will go wrong or you have a problem, then you have to figure out how Clerk works. So you're sort of just pushing off some of the problems to the future. Are you close, Burhan?
Yep. We're good.
We're good? Okay, so I'm going to click register. Okay. And this is gonna basically, this allows people to sign into our application using GitHub login. So I copy this client ID, paste that here, and I could generate client secret. There we go. So there we go. Let's see how many people are watching this. Only 4 people. I trust them with this for now. So for the next hour. So basically, so you want to say anything? No. Okay. So I kind of like to just try things, even if they're not like try running stuff, even though it's not broken, even though it's not working. It's not finished. We haven't set up the config file. Might as well. So, well, we know it's not going to work because we have a database. But once we have the database set up, then it's going to be as simple as running bun dev web. But to set up the database, I'm going to go to Vercel. You have a Vercel account, right, Burhan?
Yep.
Okay. And have you created a database on Vercel before?
Never.
So it's super easy, and it's free. There's one problem though, which is that you can only have one. So that's how they get you to upgrade.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm sure there's a better hosted service that we can use that's not Vercel, because Vercel is not really intended for Postgres. Like it's just like a new feature that they just added. There's a lot of other things like maybe fly.io, for example, but that's less user friendly to set up. So I had one database before. I'm on the free plan. I'm just going to delete this one. I could probably just reuse this one, but I want to go through the whole process. So you sign into your Vercel account, and then you go to storage. You're allowed one database on the free plan. I'm going to click Postgres powered by Neon. Yeah, blob is just for file data. Edge config, that's for people who care about performance. Let's go to Postgres, and I'm just going to call it great, and then set what kind of regions we have. Keep that in BC. Great, and yeah, then we got this. This is what we needed. Almost. Actually, go to .env.local over here, and then let's see what this gives us. I believe we need this one. Now, I feel like here, this one looks very similar to this one, but it's not the same, and I've messed that up before. So it's not the same because this here is different, I think. I'm not crazy. Yeah, I'm not crazy. It is different. So you really have to go to this tab here. Get this. You don't need all of these. You only need the first one. Okay. Actually, all of this stuff is in here. So you just need this first one. And this includes your password right here. This is your secret password, which you don't want to show anyone, including like on live stream. And then you paste that. Yeah, where does that go? So the way I did it before was Postgres URL. Okay. So perhaps that's not, perhaps we just need to add that in here because it's not in the They haven't added that in the .env yet. So I'm gonna just try saving that, and then I'm gonna run the next step, which is oh yeah. Before we go forward, we should just set up the database. I guess there isn't a script to do this. I'm not sure. Is there? Is there a script to do this? Last time I ran this command manually, but I want to know if there's maybe a cleaner way to do it. This would be fun. So let's see. Oh, so those commands, they probably show up like in package.json somewhere. So
Yo, I have to set up the database. Like, I can't use create command
what
just because
what are you saying?
I can't use the create command because I need to set that up on my PC. I need to install.
What are you talking about?
I can't use the create user command.
I think you're getting a little bit ahead of what did you try? Did you try something already?
Yeah, I just tried creating the database
Where?
on the terminal.
Oh, okay. Slow down, slow down.
Okay.
I haven't done that part yet.
Okay.
So this is SQL,
Mm-hmm.
and your terminal is running Bash. Or
Right.
the other thing is this your database is running on the cloud. I skipped over a big thing that I tried last time, but thanks for reminding me actually. So the last time I did this, I wanted to run the database locally on the development environment. So I did something like brew install, or something like brew install Postgres, and then I set up the database here, and I got it running locally, and then I got the template to connect to it, and then the template just didn't work at all. Um, so it turned out that um, the homebrew installation of Postgres didn't work, and the Vercel one did. So basically, the way to run this is going to be through Vercel. But I wanted to see if there's a way that it can do that automatically. I don't see that. So let's do it. Let's do it this way. Let's copy this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Vercel here, and then where is it? Somewhere on here, which I always lose. Here it is under query. You see, that's where it says query. We can paste this in. You see it?
No. Wait. Okay, now I do.
Oh, but I think we have to run bundb push first. Okay.
Mm.
I ran bundb push, and I got this error that says, okay, didn't find Postgres URL. It's interesting because we just added Postgres URL to our .env.
James, did you run the query?
No, I haven't run it yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to run. Yeah, I think we should run bundb push first. Okay, yeah, it says I cannot find it. Okay, so that just means that maybe it didn't read the .env file. You can do something like this. I think you can do something like source.env, and then yeah. So if you run like source.env and then try running it, okay, it still doesn't find the variable. Because it is looking for the .env file at .env.local. Now, funny enough, before I created that file, I actually looked at the README to see where they wanted it. And I didn't read it carefully enough because they did say to put it at .env.local. Got that? Got that, Burhan?
Wait, whose mic is it?
Hello? Burhan?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Yeah, I'm still getting the same error.
But are you following?
Yep, I did rename it as .env.local.
Oh, really? Okay,
Mhm.
let's see. So here, yeah. So I should move this. Yeah, like that. Okay. Let me try running.
Wait, it works for you.
Yep.
Um,
So make sure, and you also need to have the Postgres URL in the .env.local file.
yep, I do.
Okay.
If you want me to share it with you?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
Mm,
Do you see it?
okay. Let me switch it over here. Postgres URL.
We do have that here.
Great. Now let's go to your terminal.
Here, I'm using this terminal.
Yep. Yeah, that works. Now let's do ls.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Return. Okay, so you have .env.local in there.
yep.
So now, yeah, run the bun command again. Oh, Burhan, you are getting an error, but this is not the same error that I was getting. This is a different one. My error was saying that the Postgres variable, it's good that you show me your screen. My error was saying that the Postgres variable was not found. Your
Right.
error is saying that .env is not found. What happens if you run now bun space install?
Bun install.
Yeah, bun install. And then you just wait a couple of seconds or minutes or hours, depending on your connection. Yeah. So we're 30 minutes in. I think we're gonna get most of this set up. You don't have a Stripe account, do you?
I don't.
Okay. So I think what was causing this error was the package, the .env package for reading the .env file. It wasn't installed. Right? All right, Brian, tell us a joke.
Joke. Knock knock.
Okay, who's there? Is that who's there?
Wait, you just lost me. Wait till this installs, cause you're gonna lose. My
Bro,
voice
that is
could actually break. Just wait
That is
for
not a funny
just
joke.
wait for it to install.
Your jokes are not funny, Burhan. Okay,
There's
so
like a
looks
huge
like
delay.
we've installed 25, no, 100, 2,600 out of 3,000. Yeah, but the number of packages just keeps growing. Burhan, are you still there?
I am. It's just installing.
Oh, okay. Did you hide your screen on purpose?
Bear with me. Yeah, I did. Just because the whole internet was slowing down.
Okay. So let's go back to. I'm pretty sure that that's gonna solve it for you. So let me go forward and then share my screen.
Cool.
Um, and get back to business. So now I've run bun db push, and the final thing that I'm gonna want to do is probably run bun dev grab. So that's going to be the final command. But wait, before I do that, we have a question from the audience. Why Next.js over any other framework? Any advantages to using Next.js? Well, that's a topic that probably we could talk about or debate for a long time. The truth of why I'm using Next.js is honestly just because everyone else uses it. Vercel has created a platform where people can very easily host Next.js apps for free, and I like to teach it because it means that you can get started without a credit card, building your project and actually hosting it on the internet for free. And it's relatively fast, easy to do, syncs with your GitHub, and all these nice things. Now, that's just because of Vercel. If the framework is better than others, like using just vanilla React or Express or Nest or Nuxt, that's more complicated. But I actually think for most of the projects that I'm teaching people how to use, it's not much better. It is very good at optimizing for web applications at scale and for low latency and these kind of things. But right now, we just want to build a basic app and get it out, build a basic app with authentication and payments and email notifications and get it out there. So the long story short is a lot of people use Next.js, and I think it's a great way to get started because you can host it for free on Vercel, and you can host as many Next.js apps as you want for free. So I like to teach it that way. Maybe in the future we'll use something else. Can you take a class on simple React Native as well in the future sometimes? Teach us about UI libraries. Sure. I don't use React Native very much, but I can get my friends on here. We can do some React Native. That'll be fun for me. Yo, Burhan, how's your
Yeah, I'm almost there.
yeah?
Yeah, I'll screen share when it's done.
How many packages are you at now?
I'm like 100 away. Just 100 away.
Yeah, sure. That's how it always looks. So I was about to try this, Fun web dev. Cool. Let's go. Okay. So it's run a couple of things. Okay, that's just the dev tools. Cool. So we got that localhost 3000. Yeah, Next.js in development mode takes a while. Cool. Oh yeah, the other alternative to Next I didn't mention was Remix, which apparently is faster in development mode. So yeah, we've set up our database on Vercel, and we've set up authentication with GitHub. So let's try it. Let's create an account on this new website that I've made. Authorize Burhan, great. And authorizing will redirect to localhost 3000. The settings that you created here are only going to work for your localhost because once someone signs in, it's going to redirect them back to. It's going to redirect them back to, not this one, but not actually this one, but the one that we entered into GitHub settings when we set it up, which is this one. It's going to redirect them back to that. And obviously, that's not what you want if you're in deployment, if you're in production. So you want to use, create a whole, you want to change that setting in GitHub or create a new GitHub auth app once you go to production. Okay. And it appears that we are signed in, as you can tell by this little fellow and his dog. And now we can go to dashboard, billing, settings. Yeah, let's check out settings. Cool. Yeah, so I didn't have to run any SQL command in the end, Burhan. As far as I can tell. Maybe the DB push took care of that. Let's see. So they've this template sort of includes a little demo of how to use the database. So here, if I click like new cluster, I can basically create a new cluster. This is a fake, like a fake web host kind of thing. And then you see that it's kind of like, it's like your classic to-do list app. But this is getting stored in the Postgres database here. And we could check that if we knew what the, here. Yeah, we could probably check that just like this. So I can go to K8's cluster config, maybe here, and I see that it's getting stored in the database, wherever I have that database hosted.
I'm done setting it up and logging in. I'm at the same step as you.
Nice. So your application is running?
Yep.
Perfect. So we have authentication, check. We have database, check. We still have about 20 minutes left. So what we want to do is probably get Stripe working, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the most important, for your SaaS product. You want to have people paying to use the app. So I'm not sure if I ever got this far. let's see. Okay, so I have Stripe here, and then what does the doc say? Nothing. Okay. Here. Okay. We will figure this out in 20 minutes. So here they've created 3 pressing tiers. We have an API key and a webhook secret. That means we have to create a webhook. Do you know what a webhook is, Burhan?
No, what's a webhook?
A webhook, yeah. Basically, a webhook is a. Let me make sure I actually explain this properly. Webhook is like a endpoint on the Stripe server. Like a really simple example of a webhook that I created yesterday is I made an app that wanted to send a message to Slack. So in Slack developer portal, create a webhook. And that webhook specify what channel the message goes to. And then provide the webhook secret to my application. So sort of like an API within an API that you set up. It's just like a custom API endpoint that you set up through without coding. So in that case, it was so that my app could send a Slack message. And then in this case, it's going to be so that my app can redirect people to Stripe.
Cool.
So yeah, let's do that. Now, can you share your screen for a sec? You got that?
Yeah, I was on my ID. I didn't see. Did you do something? Did you do something?
I said, can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
This is cool. So I'm getting an error because there's some pages that need to be generated, apparently, like the docs, but the documentation gets generated separately, I think, than the rest. What? That's wild. What's happening? So mine just broke. Okay. And I restarted it and it works now. Just to show, but yeah, I think there's something with the docs page that causes an error. So let's look at yours. And now let me just go into Stripe real quick. Yeah. And so I'm going to sign into Stripe. I'm not going to show my screen right now. There's a lot of stuff on here. Wait, I'm creating like a new kind of Stripe. So hopefully that just.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Now I'm going to show my screen again. One sec. Stop. Share. Now, can you see it now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. So basically, this is essentially what you should see when you create a new Stripe account, um, which I don't think anyone impacted can do, right?
Yeah,
No, yeah, yeah, no.
I say yeah. We can't create
Oh,
it. Wait, I'm sorry. I do. Bro, my mic actually breaks when I talk. It's because of the internet.
um, that's okay. Just let me know if you can't hear something, okay?
Oh, okay.
Um, so the first so when you first sign in, you have this orange bar up here that says you're using test data. This is really
Mm-hmm.
important, and I honestly don't think they make this really clear what this means. It just says you're using test data to accept payments, complete your business protocol. What this means is that anything that you do in orange mode
Mm-hmm.
is not real money. You cannot
Oh, okay.
process real money. Um,
Interesting.
you can use a fake credit card number. I'm not sure if it's any credit card number or like a specific fake one, and you can buy stuff on your platform and you can test it that way. Um, but um, but you will not get any money from putting in a credit card when you are working in test mode. And all of the webhooks and stuff you generate in test mode are in our test webhooks. The first time I charged someone on Stripe, guess what I did?
Mm-hmm. You use the test the test key.
Yeah, I used the test mode. So, and that's really awkward, especially if it's your first customer.
The
You have to send them this. You have to be like, can you do that again? Yeah. So anyways, we're on test mode now. That's fine because we are actually
Yep.
testing. So I want to figure out how to create like a webhook. I don't know, but I just clicked on developers and I see webhooks. So yeah, all this diagram, great. Yep, yep. Okay, right. Okay. So basically, I'm testing a local environment. Oh, okay. Simulate Stripe events in your local environment. So in Saasfly, um, they mentioned that you can go to. They mentioned that there might be a way to run to test the webhooks locally. So let's see if I can find that here. What it said. Yeah. To start the Stripe and web development servers, run bun devin. So go ahead and close this because this is not in the README. In separate terminal tabs. So basically, so run. Okay, got it. So the complex thing is like there's the different parts of the app. We have the Next.js app, we have the database, and then we have Stripe. And these are separate components. Each one can be up or down at a given time. Of course, we need them all talking to each other. Now, we are running our web app locally. We decided to run the database on Vercel because I couldn't get it to work locally. And Stripe, of course, has to be hosted. However, there might be a way to run a development Stripe server, which would be really good for testing. So basically, I don't know. Looking
Instead of bundev web, we have to run bundev.
Yeah, so I think what it's telling me is that I should go, I'm not sure, but I think what it's telling me is that I should go into apps, Next.js, I should go into, so that's one, and then I should go into, this one I'll stop it. And then I should go into apps / auth proxy. No, I think this is what it means. And run bun dev, oops. That was not what I wanted. Cursor package. Let's see what commands are available. Stripe and web development server and run dev. Yeah, but it didn't tell me what directory to run it from. Which is not helpful. Okay. So it looks like the directory I was supposed to run it in was packages / Stripe. I'm just looking at the package directories in here. So the other one would be, let's try this. Let's try bundev in the root directory. Let's try bundev in the packages / Stripe directory. Oh, Stripe command. Okay, so let's try bun install. Okay. Okay, so what I notice here is that it's trying to run bash command Stripe, and Stripe also mentioned about this Stripe command, but they on the Stripe portal they mentioned you have to actually download this. Obviously, you have to install this Stripe. It doesn't come installed on the computer. So this, what I'm doing now, Burhan, is Mac specific install command because it starts with root. Now here, if I click on Windows, now you don't have this link, so also I can. It's docs.stripe.com / stripe -CLI. But this would require you to log in with my Stripe account. So let's just watch on mine for now. And then we'll get it working in yours later.
Interesting.
Because I don't want to go through the mess of adding
Cool.
you. So I did that. It installed. Now let's try running bundev in the Stripe directory. It says I need to run Stripe login. Okay. Press enter to open the browser or visit. Yeah, it's going to open OAuth page, log into Stripe. And yeah, so this is why we're not sharing logins right now. Stripe. Okay, so it's going to be 27522. Okay. Like that, it's the same. Great. Allow access. Cool. Close this. So yeah, now we're signed in. to Stripe. Now I can run bundev again. It's going to run Stripe server. Cool. The webhooks on this. I really hate setting up these things. Now let's see if we can run the main server. So I'm not exactly sure what we just did, but maybe this would actually allow us to test out the payments feature of the SASS app. Maybe. I'm going to go to billing. And then I'm going to upgrade to $24 a month. Okay. So the API key here is still wrong. So let's go back to our .env.local. The Stripe API key here is wrong. So what I'm going to do is go back to the Stripe dashboard here. I'm going to create an API key. Already created for me. Okay, I'm going to put that in. Now that would actually already probably update in the NextJS deployment. Upgrade, now it hasn't. So I need to restart the next application. But before I do that, I'm also going to add the webhook secret as well, because we do need that to be set up. So I'm going to add an endpoint. And this basically lets our application know after the purchase has been successful. Now, it would be great if they would provide us with that endpoint. Burhan, are you still live? So the endpoint here. Let's see. It's going to start with localhost 3000. But they haven't told us exactly what endpoint to use. So let's go back here. Okay, Burhan, are you still there?
Yep, I'm back.
Okay, cool. So basically, I'm gonna go to, we're gonna go to the Saasfly docs and see what they if they have anything about that in the documentation. There's nothing about Stripe here, so we're gonna figure that out, the hard way. And so if we get this one wrong, if we get this one wrong, actually the purchase will still work, but the application itself won't get notified that the purchase worked. So it's
Right.
and the app won't update them. So it's really important that we actually get that right. Let's see what the chat says. Chat says a few irrelevant comments, but thank you. We appreciate that. And yeah, someone just mentioned like what's a webhook. Let's yeah, the definition here is it's very, it's a bit tangled up. I find the Wikipedia definition is terrible, actually. Wow. A method of augmenting or altering the behavior of a web page or web application with custom callbacks. Okay, cool. I don't even understand what that means. A webhook is basically a webhook is basically like, I would think about it like this. It's an API, so your application can call it an API, right, Brahan?
Yep.
So that API can also call your application back. How does it do that? Your application creates an API so that the process that's running can call your application back when it's finished. For example, we call the Stripe API to make a payment. The Stripe API calls us back when it's finished. That's a webhook.
Is it similar to WebSockets?
Nope. The reason why you might think it's similar to WebSockets is basically because the reason why you might think it's similar to WebSockets is because there's bidirectional communication.
Yep.
But with WebSockets, it's between the client and the server, whereas with webhooks, it's
This is
between
with third party.
two different servers. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And then the other thing with WebSockets is that it's like it's kind of like streaming. It's not streaming, but it's like yeah, you can kind of stream lots of data over time. But with WebSockets, you're still using regular HTTP GET, POST, etc. requests.
Interesting.
Okay, cool. Yo, do I know this Asher? It seems familiar.
Hack Club Slack.
We love Hack Club. So, yeah, let's see if we can get something Stripe working in the next few minutes. So, all I have to do is finalize this webhook, and I don't know what they want me to put in here for the endpoint URL. However, I did figure it out with the GitHub one, so it's possible it's going to be very similar to that. So I go here to exactly what it was. API auth callbacks was API auth with Stripe. Okay, we source here, so source webhooks. Auth. Maybe it's API Stripe callback. Let's try it. Okay, and here it's given us an endpoint secret. So I'm going to copy that. We've already copied the API key. So let's put that right here. We haven't put in product IDs yet. So let's add that endpoint.
Invalid. It has to be public.
Here, test in a local environment. So that's what we did for. Oh yeah, of course this won't work because Stripe cannot call a local. This is coming from a server.
Sure.
The other one we did before was a callback URL, not a webhook. So this, of course, would never work because it's local. It's public internet trying to access our. Here, we have this this forward to, which I think might actually be covered in the in this server that we're running. That might be the same thing. Ah, yeah, exactly. It's right here. Stripe listen forward to local host group. So that step we can skip because they've done that. And
Trigger.
yeah, maybe okay, the developer tools isn't running because whatever, but let's try this again. Try it one more time, guys.
One error.
Do I want to know? This API call cannot be published, but it uses secret API key. Okay, sorry. This is a test key, anyways.
Very secret.
Easy beginner mistakes to make, and I still always make them. So now I'm going to restart. Everyone talks about how easy their template is to get started. Yeah. So none of them are as easy as they say. So save this secret. Maybe run the whole thing again. This one again. This one again. That's weird. That is the secret key. That is exactly the secret key. Oh, that was I. Did you see what I did wrong, Rohan? Pay close attention. Do you see what I did wrong?
No.
Any guesses?
No. Wait. What did you do?
This is what I did. This is what I did. I put this. I copied this secret key and I put it here.
Weren't you supposed to do that?
I don't know. I'm testing you now. No, bro. I was supposed to put it here. This is not the API. This is not the API.
No shit.
This is the webhook secret. You have a unique
Webhook secret.
webhook. So if you had products, you'd have, or if you had multiple, not necessarily multiple products, but multiple login checkout pages, you might have multiple of those. This one needs to change. Got it?
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, your homework is just going to be to set up the. Okay, perfect. So no price.
Okay, we just have to set up the
It's just
price.
going to be to set up the webhook. So here it says no such price. Okay. I think we need to create a product.
That was
somewhere.
in the env file.
Yeah. So there's something called
Wait,
product
you could set up the price in like the env file. There was a placeholder.
here.
Yep.
So yeah, you might think that you could put in a price here, right? Oh, like
Yep.
$60, right?
Yeah.
And pro subscription. You might think that, but that's not how Stripe works.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
the way that it works, yeah, that's probably the first thing I thought too when I first used saw one of these. But basically, what you do is you create a product here. What do I call? What's it called? Anyways, it's called something like month subscription, and you put in some price here, $24, and then you add it. So you set everything up here first, and then
You get the IDs and stuff.
get a product ID.
Cool.
Yeah, it's never that easy. And then we should get a price ID as well. Okay, here's a price. Just give me that ID.
Hey, James, I got a meeting right now.
Do you have to go
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the internship meeting.
Okay. Well, I gotta get this working.
Cool. I'll tune in the stream after I'm done with the meeting.
All right. Good luck.
We did manage to set up the database in the auth.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
So here we do this. Manage subscription. Upgrade. Perfect. So now we are going to restart the server. Okay, that did not, because look, because there's a standard, there's a pro, and there's a business. Okay, so you're supposed to do this separately. Pro, monthly price, yearly price, monthly, yearly, standard. So let's just, it's weird because there isn't a way to buy the standard. So I'm just gonna put this in everywhere, the same price and same product, just to get it to work. And then I'm gonna restart the server. And then what's next is probably the server didn't restart. Or I need to restart the Stripe server. Oh. Need to restart this one too, maybe. Let's do it again. Okay, so the question about, okay, we have a lot of good questions. I want to give a guide on admin web apps in NextJS. So what would that be? An admin web app, exactly. So here we're in test mode, and you can just put in basically anything there. And that should work. So that is basically as far as we are gonna go for this demo. Once this is finished, then you can put in you can use a fake card. We can test it. So let's see if maybe they would provide us with Stripe test mode credit card. Can you use any credit card number? No. Okay, it says you're supposed to use something like this. And something like this. Okay. And yeah, just do something like that. And subscribe. No thanks. And we should see here on the webhook server, here we saw it. Cool. This is exactly what we were talking about with webhooks. The back and forth between our app and the server. And we got that message back from the server that the checkout was completed. And we got back to our application and we go to billing. And we're on the business plan. So the key allowed us to connect to Stripe, and then the webhook allowed Stripe to let us know back that the purchase was successful. Awesome. Cool. And that's that. So basically, just to answer the rest of the questions. The rest of the questions here that we got. Want to give a guide on admin web apps in NextJS. Let me know what kind of web apps you're thinking. I don't really know what an admin web app would be. You can have apps that have admin sections, but it kind of depends on the app that you want to build, right? So yeah, let me know. And then someone said to check out AppSmith for that. AppSmith, wow, I haven't heard that name for a while, but yeah, okay. It's a bit like Retool. And you can make, I think that's what you're, so you basically mean data dashboard, data-driven web apps. Yeah, you don't need, there's a lot of low-code tools like Retool, AppSmith, maybe even Bubble. You can make data apps without coding, but depending on what path you're on, you might also want to code. What is this bun you're using instead of npm or yarn? Yeah. So bun is an alternative to Node, and it is a replacement for Node. So it's supposed to be faster, as you can see. As far as the implementation details of how it works, I don't know. Right now, I just go with the majority, or I'm just following instructions. I did notice today that it was caching packages that I'd previously installed in other projects. So Node doesn't do that. Node caches all of your dependencies in your project folder, but I noticed today that I didn't have to install anything after creating a new project, so there must be like a central cache. That is the main thing that I noticed. And wow, can you teach us how to run a local self-hosted GitLab instance? Because I have a simple Fedora server on my network. Well, I'd have to learn how to do that myself first. But sure, we could possibly do a stream on that. I don't see why not. Well, that's it for today. Thanks everyone for joining this interactive session. And if you want to be notified about future full stack coding with AI tutorials, you can go to this Discord page here, discord.kwit.dev, and we're running all sorts of cool workshops. That's it.